years ago, the world-renowned social historian Alice Cooper very accurately surmised, "School's out for summer. School's out forever. School's been blown to pieces." At the end of this past school year, after 64 years of exemplary college preparatory education, my beloved high school in Miami, Archbishop Curley Notre Dame High School, was shut down, padlocked, and closed for good, forced to merge with our crosstown arch rival, Monsignor Pace High School. In proper perspective, imagine the Los Angeles Dodgers merging with the San Francisco Giants, or Burger King merging with McDonald's, or America merging with Russia. I mean, come on, shit like that just doesn't happen, right? The relatively evil Archdiocese of Miami is poised to sell the land right out from under Archbishop Curley to unknown developers for unknown countless millions of dollars for what is now currently the site of an unknown real estate development that we can only hope will include a Nordstrom rack and a killer shrimp. Fingers crossed. The official reason, failing attendance. The more than plausible conspiracy theory, perhaps too many outstanding legal bills and lingering financial settlements from too many generations of so much local priestly altar boy bingo, coupled with the rapid gentrification surrounding 16 acres of land that suddenly finds itself the trendiest it spot in town, where most locals used to speed up to drive through, rather than stop for 4 years and grow up in, proved too tasty a financial proposition that the ye olde Archdiocese of Miami finally found to be an offer so good they just couldn't refuse. My personal feelings when I find out the bad news can accurately be summed up in a scene from the 1982 film Poltergeist, when the caskets and skeletons start popping up in Craig T. Nelson's front yard, and he runs after the evil real estate developer, grabs him by the lapels and screams, "You son of a bitch! You son of a bitch, you moved the cemetery, but you left the bodies, didn't you? You son of a bitch! You left the bodies, and you only moved the headstones! You only moved the headstones! Why? Why?" Perhaps I'm overreacting. A little. But Hopi Indians have a word for an upside-down state of existence, a life out of balance. Koyaanisqatsi. To me, my beloved high school, Archbishop Curley, merging with our rival Pace, is as close to Koyaanisqatsi as life gets. Curley, as the school was always affectionately called, contrary to popular belief, is in no way affiliated with the hilarious 1930s and 40s black and white, short subject sight gags and yucking of Curly Howard, the buzz-cut-headed brother of Moe and Shemp Howard, one-third of legendary comedy trio The Three Stooges. Far less hilariously, Curley was named after a modest parish priest, Michael Joseph Curley, born in Athlone, Ireland in 1879, ordained in Rome in 1903, and sent to Florida for his first mission, where he confronted both Jim Crow laws and widespread anti-Catholicism. Following in the diversity and inclusiveness footsteps of Archbishop Curley himself, in 1960, Curley High is the first high school in Florida and the first Catholic school in the southern United States to admit African American students. Curley was this little slice of education heaven, a perfect little oasis of multicultural happiness where everyone was welcome no matter what their background or how much money their family made, all just across Biscayne Boulevard from all the schmancy mansions that dot the shores of Biscayne Bay, and literally just over the railroad tracks, smack dab in the middle of Little Haiti. My dad starts taking me to the Curley Pace basketball games on campus when I'm in the 6th grade, when my brother starts there as a freshman, because they are appointment local sporting events. The enormity of those games, the potent cocktail of crowds, passion, athleticism, and unlimited, unbridled school pride was intoxicating. I immediately know I want to be one of those lucky people, and thankfully that happens. Our mascot, the regal knight, perched high atop his mighty steed, trusted sword at the ready, poised and primed for battle in biology lab and typing class. Our Latin motto, spes unica, translation, our only hope. And though it's officially meant to imply that Jesus on the cross is our only hope, I'm pretty sure Obi-Wan Kenobi is our only hope. Clearly explained by Princess Leia in her desperate digital plea for help for the rebellion buried deep inside R2-D2 in Star Wars, confirming beyond the shadow of the lightsaber that the Force indeed was strong at Curley. Our school cheer, C-C-C-U-R, L-L-L-E-Y, C-U-R-L-E-Y, go Curley! C-C-C-U-R, L-L-L-E-Y, C-U-R-L-E-Y, go Curley! And there it is. The battle cry of my beloved high school, now so quickly getting so much smaller in the collective rear-view mirror. Like so many other high school rituals, but none more important to me, every morning on my way to Curley, every morning in order to gain entry to our educational garden of plenty, it is custom to drive by the Haitian market around the corner from school. The one with the hand-painted sign with the black and white smiling cartoon goat head, complete with comic book dialogue bubble, where that beloved goat head welcomes me every humid morning as I drive by, proudly exclaiming, "Yes, we have goat heads!" Whether I wanted or needed a goat head, which I never needed or wanted. Yes, Curley even has goat heads, or at the very least is goat head adjacent. So yes, Curley is that kind of special. There isn't one aspect of being a Curley knight that doesn't bring me some kind of joy. But in between all the proms and parade floats, pep rallies and pop quizzes, best friends and homecoming games, uniforms and student council elections, to me, it's the plays. The plays are the thing. By the time I arrived there in 1980, as far as I know, they never did plays at Curley before, and I'd never been in one. But by true immaculate conception, by the time I graduate, we produce 6 plays, and I learn an important lesson from each one. In Godspell, I learn it's cool to sing and dance like a hippie apostle. In the Diary of Anne Frank, I learn about religious persecution, the Holocaust, Nazis, and that in spite of everything, and Nazis, people are really good at heart. In Jesus Christ Superstar, I learned that everything's all right. And that Jesus, Mary Magdalene, and Judas can all really rock it out. In The Wiz, I learned to be a lion. In The Crucible, I learned 1, about the Salem witch trials. 2, that everyone, and I do mean everyone, is a critic. When mid-performance during a long break between entrances, when I desperately got to use the boys' bathroom back inside the school, as I speed walk with fake buckles on my real loafers down the shiny terrazzo hallway outside the cafeteria, and I hear that familiar smoker's hacking cough from inside the bathroom, and I swing open the door wearing my pilgrim costume. And I surprise my own father, sitting on a folding chair, smoking a cigarette. Literally smoking in the boys' room, which I'm nowhere near cool enough to pull off, and it's my boys' room. He jumps up, stamps out his cigarette like he just got caught smoking by an angry pilgrim, which he did. Attempts some ridiculously weak explanation why he's currently not inside the cafeteria at that very moment watching my production of The Crucible while The Crucible is actually being performed. He drops any semblance of delicacy, looks me right in my pilgrim eyes, and lets out a giant exhaling, "Keith, it's awful." And what is Tim wearing? And what are Stephanie and Jean doing? 3 friends I'm still in touch with every week. I was in 2 of their weddings. And what's that stupid devil dance ballet? What the hell was that? Then he lights up another cigarette, sits back down on his boys' room folding chair and tells me, "Take it easy. I'll go back in a while, but Christ!" Lesson learned. Everyone's a critic. Pauline Kael and Frank Rich have nothing on my dad. In the last play, in Fiddler on the Roof, I learn about pogroms and the importance of tradition. When I go back to Miami for the big goodbye forever this weekend, this past May, filled with hundreds of fellow Curley graduates from every year, drinking and hugging and sharing and drinking, recounting the collective memories of so many years of shared traditions, I know, I have to believe that even though the gates are locked and the key thrown away, the spirit of thousands of people who went to Curley and the time-honored traditions that made us who we all became on 49th Street and Northeast 2nd Avenue, down the block from the Goat Head, will carry on in our hearts forever, and we surely will never forget. And sure, there's no arguing with the words of Alice Cooper. We got no class, and we got no principles, and we got no innocence. Me, I can only loudly, proudly remind Mr. Cooper and absolutely everyone else when I reply, C-C-C-U-R-L-L-L-E-Y, C-U-R-L-E-Y, go Curley. C-C-C-U-R-L-L-L-E-Y, C-U-R-L-E-Y, go Curley.